I want to bring on our guest. Author Stephen James Dixon is joining us in the studio.
What's up, Smacks? Good morning, Murphy Show. How y'all doing this morning?
We're talking about Kenya. Now, I do have to give you props because South African TV has just picked you up to broadcast.
Yeah, that's going to be cool. We'll be on TV in South Africa.
Yeah, man. You make sure, I don't know how far Kenya is from South Africa.
I'm going to holler at them.
Yeah,
On
make
y'all
sure you
behalf. What's your boy named Jason?
Yeah, Jason.
I'm going to holler at
Okoye, yeah.
Yeah, I'm going to holler at
Yeah, man. And,
Kanye.
Yeah.
You're taking some very good avenues. You know, this been internet radio, you're doing TV, you got your books going on, you got these articles that you're writing, and you're just setting the country on fire.
Waves, man. I just bring it in waves. I'm so blessed. You know, I was also privy to information. I got one of my articles translated into French last week.
Beautiful, man.
Yeah,
Right.
Yeah.
Wow.
And I think it was in Nairobi, somewhere over there. I can't remember what country it was. A woman purchased a book and is reading it to women. Like she just there reading it to people at her school.
Yeah.
So she's translating it as she's reading it to other people. So I'm gonna have to get it translated in some other versions.
That's
So it's just blessings, man. Because I don't have I do TV and I do radio and all that, but I don't have that massive marketing machine behind me. And so it's grassroots and it's people just finding me and reaching out to me and I'm touching some people and it's wonderful because I just tell people what I think. Like, this is what I think.
Author Stephen James Dixon is with us. In your article, State of Manhood in America, you redefined manhood. What is that definition?
Let me just read it for you because I want it to be that type of definition that people really get and understand and refer to it. Let's not make it up, people. Let's go to StephenJamesDixon.com and look at it. I've researched it. I sat down, thought it all the way through in terms of what we needed in manhood. And this is what I came up with. The recognition, manhood, the recognition by man that he is the foundation of the family. The belief by man that he's blessed with the intestinal fortitude to carry his family on his back. The understanding by man that through his leadership and guidance that his family can overcome all obstacles. Man is tough. Man is solid. Man is smart. Man can adjust. Man knows what he doesn't know. Man is focused. Man loves. Man provides. Most importantly, man knows that his family is depending on him to exhibit a profound manhood. And the thing about manhood was I looked up the word hood. We thinking it's ghetto, you know what I'm saying? I looked up the word hood, and hood talked about it's a state. So it's not. It was another definition that was the English, and they talked about hood being a state or where you arrive to, like almost like a neighborhood. And so I started talking more to men, and men were thinking that manhood was just about physical. I'm man. I pay the bills. I'm tough. I can fight. And I want to say that's your man.
Right.
That's not your manhood. So the words, it's two different words that we put in together. One part man, the other part hood. Hood being that this is is how you evolve. And so I came up with manhood has to be about your full evolution of your man.
Including love.
Love and kindness and providing and being gentle and just understanding your responsibilities. Men hit me all the time. I've been arguing with men every day since the article came out. Every day. And I tell men, you got to provide.
And when are men going to get it? When are men?
It's a maturation process. I can tell you that.
How long is it going to take? I mean, we've been preaching this for
ever.
And
it
seems like we're going backwards. Exactly.
Yes, it's definitely getting worse.
And isn't it harder without a man in the household?
That's the problem.
That's the problem.
That's why we went back to the root and said, okay, when marriage is ending and husbands leaving, fathers are leaving. And me, for example, when my mother put my father out at the age of 13, he was gone when she put him out. Like, so we go from one day having Christmas gifts and birthday gifts and fatherly time and father-son time hanging out to him being so hurt because he was put out for what he was doing wrong that he ignoring me now. So I'm calling him saying, hey, I got a basketball game tomorrow. He don't call back. Yesterday you was my father.
Yeah.
Today,
all of a sudden, and that's the thing about men. If you're a real man, even if you break up, you're taking this kid into your life. This kid doesn't know any different. He still loves you no matter what. Now all of a sudden, I don't want to call. That ain't none of my kid, no way.
Right, I don't understand. He legally adopted me at the age of 1, raised me for 12 years, and then when my mom put him out because of what he's doing wrong, he can't even respond to phone calls and things like that. So I looked at it. When I was growing up, my 10 closest friends, only 3 of them had fathers.
Yeah.
Only 3 African Americans. Only 3. And it's like all of us were basically being raised by our coaches at our football teams and our basketball teams, or if we got a mentor or a deacon or something like that at the church. And it's just about how men just over the years, the 70s, 80s, 90s, are becoming worse. A woman emailed me yesterday, said, my husband's leaving me. We have an 8-year-old son and 10-month-old twin daughters. He's leaving. And women are starting to say to me, Do I have to put up with this?
Yeah.
Is this just the way it's going to be in my marriage? You know, things like that.
Well, with that said, Stephen, and as Nanette alluded to, what do we do to turn things around? How do we encourage men?
Oh, I love that question, Skip. I love that question. This is what we got to do. We got men in the room. We got Skip. We got Chris. We got Sam. We got, everybody in here. And what I got to say to men is, we've got to expect more of men. Mm-hmm. Women are not going to change men. Ladies, let me tell y'all.
No.
Y'all not going to change men.
No, we change ourselves.
We change ourselves. So each man has to be responsible for another man. We got to start telling. I had to tell a friend of mine, I've been friends with him for 10, 15 years. I told him recently, I said, look, I don't like what you're doing. I don't need your friendship. Straight up. So I got to keep it real with you. If I can't keep it 100% real with you, then I cannot be friends with you. And he was like, well, I just need a sounding board. I don't need to be a sounding board. That's not what friendship is. Right. Yeah. That's not, understand, people, women too. Friendship is not a sounding board. Go be a sounding board on Facebook, or that's what that's for.
Right.
But if I'm going to be your friend, I'm going to tell you what I think. I'm going to give you my opinion. Apparently you value my opinion. You know me from judgment, whatever. And I'm going to tell you what I think. So men, we have to be responsible for other men. We got to stop all this trifling. When men come to me and say, hey, I'm leaving my family, I say, why? No, you're not. What are you doing? Your family needs you. Go home.
Try to work it out.
You got to work it out. I don't believe in divorce at all. I fight pastors, deacons, bishops on all this about how divorce is killing our communities. It's the reason why we're not building wealth. It's the reason why we're not advancing. We're not looking at how this affects our kids long term. And to all the people sitting there saying at home right now, well, it's better when the parents are separate instead of the kids seeing the parents fussing and fighting. No, it's better when y'all figure it out.
Oh, boy.
Man, Stephen, this is great. But oftentimes men think that, if I'm balling, if I'm making a lot of money, then that defines me as a man.
Right. I've had counselors say, I've had countless sessions when I talk to men, and men will say to me, well, I pay the bills, why is she not happy? And I'm like, that's not what happiness is.
Right.
Because if you married a woman that you loved and you chose correctly, you chose wisely, you selected the woman to spend your life with, then she don't love your money anyway.
Right.
She loves you. She wants you. And so I'm trying to understand, I'm trying to tell men that marriage takes all of that. The thing I've been preaching a lot lately, and I don't mean preaching like I got church, but I'm just trying to holler at y'all. The thing I've been preaching on a consistent basis to couples is you've got to want to make each other happy. Like, that's important to me. It's important that my wife be happy.
That's the bottom line.
Like, simple, you know what I mean? Like, y'all been married. Just sometimes I think about what can I do differently? What can I do better? Just at the crib, like, how can I make her happy today? Yesterday I was thinking to my wife listening. I did not make my wife smile yesterday.
No, you got to make her smile.
I just think, like, I got in the bed, I was like, dang, I don't think I made her smile now. One time today when she came in, I was making little jokes. I got on her nerves real quick, stuff like that. I'm going to have to fix that today. I'm going to have to make her smile today.
Everything you're saying is absolutely true. And as men, man, we got to set examples.
We got to set
examples, and we really do have to be committed, and you got to love. When I say love, you got to make your woman smile every day.
Got to make her smile.
I mean, that's a goal of mine, every day to make my woman smile.
And you're right, it starts at home. If you're not at home, you still need to be a part of your kids' lives.
You got
exactly.
it.
And the best thing you can do for your kids is love their mother.
Show them how to do it.
Show them how to do it. You don't tell them.
Right.
Show them.
Right. And to those men and women that are not together, things like that, you still have, I don't understand the bad vibes or bad relationships when you're not together, when you have a kid together. I mean, nothing ever happened with my marriage, but if something was to happen, God, whatever, God bless our family. But it's just like, I would never mistreat my mother of my child.
Right.
Like, I don't know how that's possible. Like, I don't get that at all. You know what I'm saying? I know it's a lot of emotions back and forth. Get counseling so y'all can work on that relationship and do better. I just don't get that. We got to do better. We got so much going on with kids.
But you know what? I do understand why some men mistreat some women. Because some women are so bitter after the breakup.
Like yesterday, I was going back and forth with a guy. I finally just said, you know what, man, I appreciate your critique. This brother was mad at me because he said I said that men should be able to provide at all. This is what I said. I said, if you're a man and you do not provide, then you are a woman. And he got mad about it.
What you mad about? Then you're not providing.
I said, look, if you're a man and you don't provide, that means that you must be looking for somebody to provide for you. Right? And so he got mad about that. Then women got mad. And women was like, well, you saying that he a sorry man and he a woman? And I'm like, I'm not even talking to you.
Yeah.
I'm not, you just observe it. Yeah. You just chill out and let me handle these men while I'm trying to handle. What I'm saying to you women is that if a man does not provide, I said biblically speaking, God says love woman like he loves the church.
There you go.
If you love, you provide. So I'm saying, I'm not saying there's something wrong with women because I'm saying a man is, I'm saying that you must want someone to provide for you.
If you don't provide.
If you don't provide for your woman or your family. And women, well, I don't understand. Why you gotta say it like that? Be quiet, someone. Let me get this man ready for you.
Yeah.
You know? And then I figured out later, a woman hit me, you know, email or whatever. She was like, Stephen, those women that you were talking to were single mothers. And they've been providing,
right?
And they were offended because they've been providing, and they don't understand, and they've lost it, you know. And then a woman said to me something that blew my mind. A wise woman once said to me, I had to say that before because I don't own that statement. Yeah. She said to me, women are getting used to being single mothers.
That's very true. And
so that's why they were like, well, I'm a single mother, I provide and all that. And I'm like, that's great. My mother raised 3 kids. I'm not disrespecting y'all in no way, shape, or form. What I'm saying to you is that the way it's supposed to be is you're supposed to have families.
Yeah, you shouldn't have to
provide. You shouldn't have to provide.
Shouldn't be on you.
Exactly.
Stephen James Dixon is our author. The State of Manhood in America is the subject. If you're a lady and you just went through a bitter breakup, you have a chance to begin anew, a different relationship. That bitterness that you carried over from that previous relationship, does that make the woman think that all men are like that last joker?
It's absolutely, man. Like what I talk to a lot of women about, what I make when I get women in and I'm counseling women, what I do is I go through their relationship dating years. I don't just go over that one relationship. A lot of times I'll start from when you started dating because I want to see how many times you stayed in a bad relationship too long.
Are you looking for a pattern?
A pattern. Ding, we got a ding somewhere or something like that. And so, because I want women to take responsibility for staying too long in bad relationships. So when women say to me, all the men are bad, what I say is you stayed with a bad man too long. There are good men out there. You got to get through this trash. I got another article called The Miseducation of Dating. We think that when we're dating, we're supposed to just walk outside and find somebody and meet him and he's Romeo and I'm Juliet and it's supposed to work. That's not how it works. And anything you do in life, it don't work like that. You don't get the first job you apply for. Maybe you don't get the first car you trying to get or the first house you trying to. You got to go through that trash. You got to start taking some responsibility. And so what I tell people that in that situation, going back to what Sam was saying earlier, with women, if you got that bitterness, what you got to do is you got to forgive first. First. And forgiveness is a decision. A lot of women think, and men too, think that forgiveness is something that you just do or just happens over time. Time has nothing to do with forgiveness at all. You can still be just as angry as somebody tomorrow as you is 2 weeks from now, 2 years from now. Yeah. What you got to do with forgiveness, you got to wake up and you got to say to yourself, okay, I want to forgive. Not that they deserve it. It's not about deserving it. It's a gift that you give that you have to be able to forgive in order to heal. You don't understand? It's
it's about you. It ain't about them.
You. It's not about them. I ain't saying go be friends with them. I'm saying forgive them. So you can release that baggage and that bitterness that you're carrying. Move on with your life. I talk to women all the time who come in to me complaining about their man that's engaged to somebody else now. Like, how long ago did y'all break up?
Yeah.
He done moved on. And you're asking him why. Right, you're still mad. You're still holding on. You're still trying to figure out what went wrong. And there's no chance of the relationship working out.
And there's blocking you from having any other relationship.
And you still mad at him. So that's why now you're saying all men are bad. Right. And he's moved on. And so then I hit him with another article called...
It's so much easier for guys to move on.
But we move on because it's not emotional to us. We block our emotions.
So sometimes it's not like a grudge. It's just emotions. You know?
I'm glad you said that because we do have to strike some balance. Women, are sometimes overly emotional, kind of like we're saying. Men are most of the time just sweeping their emotions under the book. That's what the book was about. Men Don't Heal, We Hold, a book about the emotional instability of men. And how men just were not dealing with their emotions, which prevented them from being successful in relationships going forward. And so what I tell women and men, we got to figure out some balance. I mean, it's bad. It's bad. Men and women.
It is.
It's just we got to do better, man. We got to figure it out. You got to get to the website, order the book. Men Don't Heal, We Hold. Valentine's Day is coming up. For the men coming up, make sure that you ordering the book on iTunes. The audio book has been getting rave reviews because what I'm doing is the audio book. I'm talking to you just like I'm talking to you right now. Keep it 100% real. Bring you the energy. This is what we do, my man.
My name like
I give shout outs to everybody. You know what I'm saying? My man Curtis White was sometimes we be in the studio and he be like, nah, dude, you ain't give enough energy to that. Do it again. Give it energy. Because I said to him, hey, we got to
sell it, baby.
It's like we got to be talking right here about relationships.
Yeah, what is your contact information?
Man, go to the website, StephenJamesDixon.com, StephenJamesDixon.com. Hit me on Facebook, Stephen James Dixon. Twitter is Stephen J. Dixon. Get the book, check out the articles, forward to your friends.
Beef. It's what's for dinner.